Welcome to Off-Grid Victory. So what do we have going on here today? Well, we're trying something different on our homestead today. We are cutting logs. We cut some fresh logs over here, and we're trying a different type of a garden. We're trying a mushroom garden. So these are mushroom logs that I've inoculated with Shiitake mushroom mycelium. They are the peg variety, and you can kind of see that I'm not making a fire here or a little fort or anything for my children. This is actually logs that are stacked up in a way to kind of foster the mycelium growth or the mushroom growth of these Shiitake mushrooms. So what I did was I cut down live branches off of an old oak tree and use the branches to inoculate all my pegs that were, what's the word I'm looking for? Inoculated with the mycelium from the Shiitake mushroom. So I bought those commercially, and then I drilled holes into these logs, as you can see, all these little holes there, and put them in. And also the ground here, I started off with an old cedar log that was already down. I believe that these Shiitake mushroom mycelium don't like cedar that much, and it's really just to protect it and keep my main logs that have the Shiitake mushrooms on it off the ground. So I created this kind of fort looking thing here. I guess the children could play in it, but I'm going to tell them not to. At any rate, hopefully we'll get a nice Shiitake mushroom harvest out of this. And so the way I'm doing it is I put it underneath this very large cedar tree, as you can see, and it's going to provide the cover and the shade. You can see the sunlight's out there, and right here is quite shady, and it'll stay like this for pretty much the entirety of the day. And the other thing I'm doing is this particular method will probably get you supposedly, up to like 3 years worth of harvest. But there's another method that I wanted to show you that you can actually prolong the Shiitake mushroom growth. And so this is the traditional cut the log method and drill a hole and put in your your little dowels or your plugs, right? And so yeah, you can inoculate the wood, and this is all, like I said, freshly cut wood that was alive, and so it's gonna be able to be a nice foundation for these mushrooms for a couple years to come. But the way you want to do it for really long term is this guy right here. So I'm going to bring you over. And this is an old, well, it's not an old, but it's kind of a larger hickory tree that we have here. And what I did was inoculate the base of this tree. And so the base of this tree is inoculated with these Shiitake mushroom spores, mycelium. And so that, once I get it finished, should last about 10 years, supposedly, from the people that I got these plugs from. And so what you need to do is you need to cull and get rid of that cambium layer on the tree, and also cull the top. And I haven't cut this off. I would have just cut that off, but I didn't have time. So I just culled the top there and the bottom, and then in between I did all of the mycelium. And then I'll come back and cut down this tree and fell it, so that I could go ahead and have this growing too. And because of the root structure and everything, that growth in terms of the mushroom should be about 10 years from what the package said. So we'll see. But at any rate, yeah, this is my new mushroom garden underneath this tree and in this shaded area. Hopefully when I cut down that hickory tree, I won't lose all the shade on that hickory stump, but we'll see what happens. At any rate, signing off. Shalom.